So just cross-checking, Fazal, just before we begin, recording is on, meeting room or waiting room is disabled. The videos have been pinned. Okay, before the flight takes off. All right. Okay. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome to our career workshop, the long-awaited workshop. Welcome on board, and inshallah, it will be an exciting journey for around 60 to maybe 75 minutes. It depends on how you guys would like to go forward with this workshop, inshallah. All right, so we bring the structure and you bring the content. So you put in all the masalas and the content to make things work and move forward. Right, so it's your workshop, not mine or not Mumkin team. All right, so let's begin. So it's inshallah, it will be a journey of developing clarity, courage, confidence, and conviction. See, all C, and C. Clarity, courage. All right. So you'll have a lot of questions, self-reflective questions that will throw you in the pond of deep thoughts, and inshallah, you will come out with clarity, inshallah, and you will see by yourself. Couple of questions you will find in the slides, and maybe there may be some questions in addition or additional to the slides. So inshallah, let's set the ground rules before we move on. So inshallah, it's going to be, as I mentioned, 60 or maybe 75 minutes. It depends. But inshallah, not more than that. We'll try to finish this in 60 minutes, inshallah. Maybe you may find some of the things which you may become anxious or judgmental about. So I would simply, humbly, and sincerely request that you hold your judgment till the end of the workshop. And if you have any questions, hold the questions till the end of the workshop, I would rather suggest. All right, so confidentiality. Maybe we may have some case studies, or some of the participants may like to share their scenarios or their situations, or maybe responses to the questions. So if there's something being discussed in the room, it has to be inside the room only. No discussions outside. Clear? Keep your notepads handy and phones away for the entire duration of the workshop. If there's an emergency, of course, you can attend your calls. But other than that, keep the phones away. So focus, because this is the time which you have made to attend the workshop. So make the most out of this. Cameras open. Well, I really cannot see you because I don't have two screens at the moment, so I cannot see you even if your cameras are not open or open. So it's up to you. That's fine. Mics closed, yes. So Faisal Bhai has been the co-host here, and he'll keep the mics muted whenever anyone is unmuted. Recording available, yes. Inshallah, recording will be available, and the recording will be uploaded on our Facebook page, inshallah Ta'ala Mumkin Facebook page. All right, so these are a couple of things that we need to be careful about. All right, so agendas, and there will be a little detail agenda next slide. So once we start now, we are going to reflect on our past, not to dwell with the past or live in the past, but see what self-reflections bring from our past, so that we can base our future on those self-reflections and learnings for a better future, inshallah. So this is past. Whenever I move this hand, this is past, and when I move this hand, this is future. All right, so reflecting on the past first, and then clarifying what you want to see as a career. We know that we all know that career is a small part of our life, and we need to have balance of our roles, and we need not focus, we need not be obsessed about so much about our career, but at the same time we know that we drive our satisfaction and meaningfulness and fulfillment from our careers, right? So it is something that is important. So inshallah, that's why we are talking about this. All right, so there are a couple of stories over here that I mentioned for my own self as a reminder, and inshallah there will be more stories when we go inside. All right, so designing career experiment is one of the things that we'll be talking about, and then commitment and accountability is another thing that we'll be talking about. All right, and then we'll finish. So let's move to a little bit of more detailed agenda. So there are a couple of things over here which you can say which form the basis of this workshop, and inshallah you'll get to know the clarity between whatever that is written over here. For instance, this distinction between direction and destination, and the difference between the strengths and skills, and some of the habits which kill careers. And inshallah, we are going to talk about with these examples. So one of the things that Mumkin brings you differently is based on our real life coaching experiences. So no hypothetical stories, but real life coaching examples. All right. And then we'll talk about developing the clarity to see what comes next and what exactly we want. Right? All right. So let's move on, guys. Uh, well, it's a two-step process as we can see. So today is only one step, which is the online, and next week, well, next week is not promised, but we can have another event next week only for the people who are really, really committed and who are really, really interested to go further. So the next week event is not launched yet, but it may be a 3 hour event and it could be online as well. So it depends on your interest. We'll talk about this again at the end, not now. All right. So, guys, let's directly land into the guiding principles now. So, know yourself. Knowing yourself means better be more aware about yourself than anyone else. Who you want to be is more important as what you want to do. Means people think that, or people say, no, I want to be a manager, or I want to be a product developer or a developer, or I really do not know what I want to be because I'm not aware about my skills and so on and so forth. But the main thing is when we talk about who you want to be, it is independent of your career. Career is just a vehicle which takes you from one place to the other, which helps you earn some money over a period of time, and it's a vehicle. But actually, if imagine if this is a career, you come on top of your career, not the career come on top of you, right? So who you want to be in terms of your strengths, in terms of your contribution, in terms of your greater purpose and nobility, that is more important, and that is one of the driving forces behind your careers. So this is one of the guiding principles that you and I, as individuals, we need to be clear in what we want to become, not as in our profession, now as an individual. Means what are our values, and what we become when we reach certain age or certain stage with or without our career. So I hope this is clear. Then everyone has a unique journey. What does it mean that my case is not comparable to yours and your situation is not comparable to mine? So there's no comparison absolutely over here. But at the same time, we we have some inspiring stories. So what does it mean? See this. There's a difference between looking and seeing, like there's a difference between hearing and listening. So for instance, I help you see in this direction, right? When you look in this direction, you see something relevant, right? Similarly, when you hear some inspiring stories, you find something relevant, which is related to you only, right? So no comparison, because when you get into comparison, you end up nowhere, right? Nothing but disappointment. What else? Direction over destination. This is another important concept that needs to be clear in our heads before we decide to work on our careers. So, what is direction and what is destination? Let me give you a short example over here. Let's suppose you're driving from. Imagine if you're in Saudi Arabia, you're driving from Riyadh to Makkah. So Makkah is or Jeddah is towards the west. So Riyadh is almost in the middle of Saudi Arabia, and it takes almost 1,000 kilometers to reach Jeddah. Now it is westbound direction. So there are lots of small towns on the way, which like 150, 200 kilometers, 300 kilometers, and so on and so forth. You touch so many towns, but you're continuously moving westbound. So your direction is west, but you're touching smaller destinations. But your direction is open. So even beyond Jeddah, your direction is open because you're moving towards west. Similarly, what we have seen in our coaching experiences is that people make some kind of destination as their direction. No, destination is a little bit of a small touch point on your journey towards or in that direction, right? So there's no end in direction, but destinations have ends, right? So what happens when we fix destinations in our head and we are not able to match or reach that destination? It creates disappointment and all our dreams are shattered, right? That's why it is important to understand that there may be some touch points which we call destinations, but the direction is endless. All right, so these are three concepts, and there are three more concepts. What is that? Clarity over certainty. So sometimes in our life, we are stuck in a situation, and there's no certainty as to what's going to happen in the years to come. Maybe 6 months down the line, 1 year down the line, or maybe even 5 years down the line. Right? So there's no certainty. At the same time, there is clarity. For instance, the first level clarity is that I do not have the clarity over what's going to happen in future. So this is the first level of clarity. All right. So given this, what is possible for me as a small little steps that will help me move forward in the direction, right? Remember this, in the direction that I want to move in. And of course, nothing happens without the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So with all the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what is the direction? And in that direction, what is the next level clarity that I can develop? So think and self-reflect. So one of the most profound and deeper things that we have come across in our coaching experiences is that people do not spare time to think and talk to themselves about themselves. This is a fundamentally missing thing from our lives because the phones and other social media apps and this and that and notifications have kept us so busy, or made us so busy. So make sure that you have some time to think and self-reflect. All right. Now, when you do
Nayan bhai,
self-reflection,
uh,
yes.
just to add about
Yeah.
the clarity over certainty. So coming back to your example, when you are driving towards Makkah from Riyadh, so to certain extent, you have a very uh, clear view of the road, and you know that okay, up to like maybe a few kilometers you can see, and you can drive faster because you are certain that there is no hurdle in the next few kilometers. Okay, and you have a certain level of confidence that even after that you will not find any hurdles or any blockages or anything. That's why you keep on going, but you are not 100% certain. So there is always clarity in the near future.
Near
Okay,
future. Thank you
and
for
there
adding this.
is a level of certainty in the longer run that keeps on changing as you pass through the near checkpost or near milestones.
Yes, that's correct. So clarity in the next step or in the next few steps. That is, Fatima, this is what you wanted to mention.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Great. Thank you. Thank you so much for adding this. All right. So let's go back to our content. Let me share the screen again, and here we go. Now, I happened to speak to a young man, and I asked him, do you do some self-reflection and think about yourself? You talk to yourself about yourself? And he said, I talk to myself a lot. And then I said, what happens next? He said that he talks to himself, and often the self conversation or self reflective conversation becomes negative. So what happens? The guys, you need to understand this over here, which this is a small concept over here, which is overthinking. So let's not slip into the overthinking where you continuously talk and question about your things and over again and without any specifically without anything in writing. Let's stop that if that is happening. So the best thing to think and self-reflect is to write, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created qalam, and twice in Quran Kareem, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about qalam at least twice, which I'm well aware of with my little knowledge. So with writing develops clarity. So when you write, things start getting clear inside your head, right? Okay. Then what happens with a small little clarity? You develop certain next actions and you just do some experiments. So you have certainty for the next experiment, and then based on some that experiment, then you develop, sorry, not certainty but clarity. Then you develop clarity for the next experiment, and so on and so forth. So it's an iterative cycle which brings you up and up and up gradually over a period of time, right? So action beats overthinking. So avoid overthinking by writing and by making quick actions. All right. So skills and capabilities over the titles. Well, we come across a lot of people and who say that I want to become the CEO of the company or the manager or the team lead and so on and so forth. Guys, please understand this. These titles really do not matter for the long run. What matters is the skill set, and what matters are the strengths that you have, the the way you train yourself over a period of time. That takes precedence, right? So skill development is your responsibility. Titles come from outside. This is what I meant over here, because I asked once a guy who was already a manager and he wanted to become the CEO. So I asked him, imagine that this is you and this is the title, huh? This is the title, because title comes from the company and you are an employee. So imagine that there are three scenarios, possible scenarios, that the title is here but your capability and your strength is here. Then you raise your capabilities and strength and you come here, so the title match. Maybe you will get the title if you're lucky, or maybe you will not get a title if you're not lucky enough, but you continue further and you are here where the capabilities and strengths are higher than the title. Which of the three situations, we know that this is where the both match. This is wonderful, but the other two, which of them is better? He said the next one, where the capabilities and skill set is higher than the title. And I agree with him, because what happens? We see that some people, they don't have the strengths and capabilities, but they get the title, and that is devastating for their teams and departments. And we have seen a number of examples. Yes, Tides of, you have raised your hand.
Yes, yeah, thank you, Ray. So the question is, sometime might be a title can give
Mhm.
you the platform where you need to improve your skill set. And for example, if we compare engineer with a product manager, so sometime if a person got the title of product manager or project manager, he can show his skill set or he need to improve his skill set for that particular role. So I agree with you that in some extent we do not need to go for the titles, but sometimes the titles, titles can provide you the environment or opportunity
Yes,
where you can show your strength. Thank you.
that's correct. That matters. And inshallah, we're going to talk about this. So, Tarvai, wait for some time. Save some time. All right, so let me go back to the sharing mode again. All right, so guys, let's move on. Let's move on. And now is the time for a question. So I would like you to reflect on your past. It's a 5-minute exercise. And anyone who shares the results that come out of this exercise, inshallah, we promise that we'll have some special reward for you, one-to-one, separately, not announced in this workshop. All right. So what you need to do is, on your piece of paper, whatever it is, piece of paper, draw this block, whatever that you see on the screen. So year and role, And you don't have to go too deep in the past. Maybe you can just quickly say last 1 year, last 6 months, last 1 month, last 2 years, whatever. What gave you energy and what drained you? There are some energy providing roles and there are some energy extraction roles, right? And what did I learn out of that, right? So it's a 5 minute exercise. And I'll just keep myself quiet for these next 5 minutes. If anyone has done this earlier, raise your hand and we'll give the mic to you to speak. Now, the purpose of this sharing is not to become judgmental or to provide any comments. No, it's for everyone to learn together because this is a facilitative learning process that we are here for. All right, so I'm quiet. Let me do this exercise as well. Make sure that your focus is related to your career, huh? All right. So anyone would like to share by now? So let me share my part here. So if I see myself for last visible my past. So what gave me energy? Interacting with people and listening to them and helping them or coaching them resolve their challenges and coaching them rise to their next higher level of personal and professional excellence. So two people have raised their hands. So I would like to give the chance to you. Fazlai, can you please um, tell me the names and give them chance one by one. Who comes first?
So we have Tahir Naeem and Sayed Zubair.
Okay, so let's talk to Sayyid Zubair first and let's see what he has to share, and then we'll go to the Adani.
Assalamu alaikum. I hope you can hear me.
Your voice is very low. Can you please raise the volume or bring the device
Okay,
close to you?
I'll try to
Yeah,
raise my
now,
voice.
clear,
Okay, right.
clear now.
In the first column you have the role. So I am thinking about 3 years back. For the last 3 years, I was working on a project. I'm basically an aeronautical engineer, but I was
Okay.
supposed to undertake a infrastructure development project, which I undertook. And what gave me the energy was the challenge because I was not supposed to do this, but still, once this job came my way, so I went in. I had to read some things, consult people who were expert in these fields, and then because it was a special project, because it was supposed to, we were supposed to build a infrastructure for a simulator complex. So really had to talk to the OEM also, like the original equipment manufacturers also. So
Mhm.
this was the challenge involved. And the second part of the challenge was that this job was supposed to be done by the guys who were expert in these field, but somehow or the other they were not. given that task. So this was the challenge part, which gave me energy, and I thought that I should be able to do it. So this is the challenge part. What drained me were the people who were supposed to do this job, but they unfortunately there were occasions once they tried to block the project progress initially, and ironically once the results started to come by, the same people actually started to claim success in their own names. So that was one thing that really, you hurt somebody who's working days and nights on for to do something. Uh, as far as the last part is concerned, what did I learn? So what I learned was no matter what anybody else is doing, if you have the intellect, if you have the out of the box thinking, and with Allah's help, you can achieve your goal, no matter how much friction you are experiencing.
MashaAllah. Thank you so much for your beautiful share and a wonderful lesson to learn from. As well, are you part of the community? And if yes, can you send me a direct message? We would like to reward you separately because because people who are here to contribute, we would like to recognize their contribution.
Right. I don't think I'm part of Mumkin
Okay.
coaching, but I have a direct connection with Omar Bhai. So
Okay.
I'll send
Right.
you the message then.
Please, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
So, Fazl bhai, thank you, Zubair, for sharing this. Fazl bhai, let's go to Tahir Naeem and see what he has to share.
Thank you,
So
Rayyan bhai.
Tahir bhai,
Yes, thank you, Faisal bhai. So, the role which I want to share is I worked as promoted as associate QA manager back in 2022, and the team was around 14 people, where three QA leads I need to mentor. So, what give me the energy? Because I promoted as associate QA manager, so I need to mentor, guide QA leads and the other QA members. And during the discussions and presenting with ideas, uh, which I learned during my career, actually helped me or motivate me that uh, the things I learned, I am sharing with the team. So this is the part uh, that's actually boost my energy. I created some presentation, and these presentation helped me, or giving me the energy. What drained me? Yes, so because I promoted within QA3 within the team members, so there are some problem who actually uh, have different of opinion, and during some discussions, even within the team meetings, there were some conflicts, and that particular thing actually drained me even during the office hours and after the office hours as well. There were some conflicts and some ongoing behas sort of things. What I learned from that, so actually I talked to one of my subordinate that was not part of that team, but what he give me the feedback that Tahir bhai, you and another person is already uh, mentored and guided the team members with very brilliant uh, skill set. So sometime, so what I learned is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala actually provided me some more positives, that I actually able to communicate and coordinate with the team members. Even during that particular drain sort of energy that I felt that I was not given 100% or 90% to that team members. That why it's the conflict. So so the other old colleagues said me that, Tahir, uh, this is not your fault. This is the fault of someone who is actually draining you. So what I learned that I need to more focus on my positive side rather than thinking that I mishandling that particular part. So yes, so reflection is always important. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I can see three more people have raised their hands. Can we take them out? Let me just look at the clock. It's 1:30. So we have got like half an hour to 45 minutes maximum. Let's quickly, guys. So whoever wants to share, let's have your
So
inputs.
I think Furqan Khan was the next one.
Okay,
So
all right.
Furqan,
So
yeah.
yeah. So let Furqan bhai speak, and we'll move on then. So Furqan, and by the way, there's some chat as well.
Yes, assalamu alaikum.
Aji walaikum salam.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum
Thank
salam.
you very much for this opportunity to speak. It's a wonderful session. Thank you very much for joining. Let me join. In 2022, I joined an organization which was giving free education to children and especially people in in prisons of Quran
Mm.
education. So I joined that organization in 2022. My role was as a director marketing. I was a consultant there. And what gave me energy was the purpose, the higher purpose, rather than the rank or the salary or the people that I was working with. Um, that was something that gave me energy every day to go there and work hard to make a difference and put something on the table also and share my 2 cents in the overall development and progress. And we achieved a lot. What drained me was the indecision and lack of progress in the organization overall, especially in the top management or on the trustee level. And what did I learn? I learned to be decisive and not over assess in situations where there is a clear direction, but some uncertainty in destinations. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Furqan bhai, for sharing this. And now comes the real question. So let me just share my screen again. Now comes the real question, and this question is not written over here. If anyone can say that, why are we even talking about this? What is the real purpose of showing this slide and doing some self-reflection? What is the real purpose? Anyone? Just guys, you have only 10 seconds to respond. Each response should not take more than 10 seconds. Or you can write on the chat as well. Reflection. Okay, all right. And recalling. Abdul Wasi says recalling. Tahir Naeem, reflection. All right. What else? To know our real purpose. Ahmed Anas says to know our real purpose. All right. You cannot learn from experience, but reflection of experience. Know myself. Wow. Zabardast. Any Uruj, okay, to interact all the people here that get lesson from others, self-improvement, wow. Thank you so much. This is wonderful that you have shared here. Self-reflection, and based on self-reflection, higher levels of self-awareness. Who am I? What do I like and what do I dislike? Based on what? So that means, as Furqan says, Brother Furqan said, purpose continue to drive him, right? So, or let's say, ability to mentor, as Brother Tahir said, and challenge, as Brother Zubair said, right? So, different people have different, so it's higher levels of self awareness. And what drained you? What is the purpose of this? The prime purpose of this was to understand, what do we dislike? Now, do we dislike because of that we do not have the capability, and the capability can be developed, yes or no? If can be developed, let's do it. If cannot be developed, can we quit? Is it worth quitting? Yes or no? And more than that, can I have some alternatives so that I can avoid this drainage and be more contributing? And let's say have some bridges or tools, use some tools or something of some sort, which which helps me avoid the drainage, right? So this was the purpose. So thank you for your wonderful participation here. Let's move on. Let's move next. All right. All right. So clarifying what do you want to see. So this is again the next 10-minute exercise. Now I would like you to invite you to draw a future career, what it looks like. So if there's no single idea, you can draw multiple pictures, but if there is one single picture in your head, let's develop clarity. Clarity means what this picture looks like. And you can see the questions on the screen. And these questions will help you draw the picture clearly. Who am I interacting with? I don't want to read the slide, but you can see the slide. The slide is on, but you can write or you can draw the picture of your future career by your own self. There is 136. So although I'm quiet, but if you have finished something or something that you may like to share about your future picture, you can raise your hand and speak. So guys, I would like you to take the picture of this screen because this is although we have kept 10 minutes, but I believe that this requires much deeper thoughts and reflection than just 10 minutes can provide. Because in my experience of working with people and even with my own self, I have noticed that the brilliant ideas really do not come up unless you spend at least 20 minutes with a subject. Then only you start getting the real self-reflection after 20 minutes and the good ideas start coming up. So make sure that you spend some time over here and take the picture. I want to tell you a small story and then small example, and then Zubair, we will take your comment, inshallah. So once I was speaking to the daughter of one of my friends. She was 19 or 20, and she wanted to decide. She was at the decide of going or entering into the university, and not being able to decide whether she should be going to medicine or anything else. So I did a small exercise with her. I asked her, and I've done this exercise with multiple other people to develop some level of clarity. So, so this exercise, in this exercise, what you do, and we could do the same as well with you. Behind the screen, you can all spread your hands like this, and imagine that people are entering inside you from the side, and they're staying here, and then they're leaving from the side. Now, with this exercise, with your hands expanded like wings, you can see that people, when they come and stay with you, whether they are your family, they're your colleagues, the people that you mentor, The people that you interact with, whoever, they stay with you for a certain time, some amount of time, and then they leave. So when they leave, what do you want to see in them? That is the real core. That is the difference that you want to make. And that is something that you can base your career on. The difference that you want to make in people's life. So maybe it's financial difference, maybe it is clarity, maybe it is developing, let's say, clarity in relationships. Maybe it is giving the world new scientific ideas by AI or data analytics, whatever it is. Ultimately, you are creating impact on people's lives. You're not creating impact on cars and automobiles and buildings and infrastructure. No, it's people ultimately, right? So, what do you want to see as the outcome or impact on people? This will help you drive your future career as well. You remember the word, no destinations. We are talking about directions, right? Yes, Sayed Zubair Hussain. Now I know your full name.
Thank you very much. I'm really sorry for jumping onto this
Don't worry about it. Go
again.
ahead, go ahead.
Yeah. So I have two very important things to share here. One is I want to, actually see myself standing someday on a TED Talk. Uh, I have a very good idea. I've already discussed it with some of my colleagues, and uh, I want to develop an application which can ease people by optimizing their time, resources, reduce their stress level, and then
MashaAllah.
with lesser strain on the environment also. So this is something that I'm already working on. Maybe someday we are able to launch this application, which would really, help people optimizing their time and all these things. So this is one thing. And the second thing that I want to really do is that by virtue of the fact that I have stayed in the military profession for like 28 years, so I have developed a certain level of strategic thinking, which can help our country over period of time. So, inshallah, what I plan to do is I really plan to, do some kind of a strategic effort which can help our country, our military
Mm,
forces, to
mm.
to to become, more professional, to have a better print in the future, inshallah.
Thank you for sharing this. I think now I'm getting very much interested to meet you one-on-one, Sayed Zubair. Inshallah, we'll meet.
Inshallah, inshallah.
Even
Thank
even if it's online.
you.
All
Inshallah.
right. So thank you so much for sharing the inputs. Yes,
Thank
Coach Wasi.
Assalamualaikum. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are.
Okay, so I've been through lots of sessions with you guys before earlier and with Umar Bhai as well. So I'm already in a process to see myself soon, maybe, inshallah,
MashaAllah.
standing in
MashaAllah.
front of people, talking to people about gratitude in their life, helping them to, be the better version of their lives as well. Though I'm a bit struggling right now to have the direction. So hopefully after this workshop, I can have the direction. But yeah, this is something I would love to do, and I see myself, helping others to have a sustainable growth and achieve their own, visions and purpose of life.
MashaAllah. May Allah help you in this and give you the help you develop the clarity and the actions. Bless you with fruitful actions.
Amin, amin. Thank you.
Um, so, Fatima, I can see there are two more questions raised. So, I think we need to move forward. It's 1:44. All right. So we have got like maximum 15 to 20, 25, 30 minutes. Guys, let's move on. Huh? So if
I
someone
think
would like
that's
to share.
Coach Vasi only. So
Yeah, okay, all right.
he already spoke, so you can move forward.
Okay. All right. So let's move on. All right. So now, after clearly describing your picture, this is the next step. So what you're going to do is that imagine this is the year 2030 and 5 years down the line, huh? And you're fully engaged in your new role. So whether a coach was you are a coach or Zubair, maybe you are a strategic thinker or a planner or whatever that you see that you have just talked about. Now we are going to write a letter. So year 2030, you're fully engaged in the new role. Tell your version one. What skills you have developed in the last 5 years? So this is the past. Now you're here. This is 2030. And now you're talking to your old self, huh? What skill that you've developed over a period of last 5 years? Write as many as you can, and then rate yourself in each of these skills, right? So two things. Again, you can take a screenshot if you want, and work afterwards. I would like to tell you a small story over here. Now, why do I tell stories? As not because I love to tell stories, but I believe that stories carry a lot of potential and inspiration for us to learn. So what happened in 2019? No, 2018. There was a conference in Riyadh, and that conference was by Agile Days Middle East and by the Scrum and IT software development. So they invited me to speak as a leadership coach. Although all the other speakers were technical, I was the only non-technical guy speaking in that conference. So anyway, I accepted the invitation and I was there. While the other people were speaking, I was watching them as a spectator on one of the back tables. A lady approached, and a Saudi lady approached, and she said, "Are you Nair?" I said, "Yes, I'm Nair." She said, "We are already connected on LinkedIn, and I knew I need few minutes from you." All right, okay. So we sat together, and she said, I am stuck in my career, and I want to develop clarity in my future." So, okay, so what do you see in your future directions? And she said that I would like to see myself in a leadership role. So this is what all she said. I said, all right. So this conversation continued maybe for 5 or 10 minutes anyway. So I asked her, can you draw your leadership picture? The one that I asked you, no, in the slide before, the slide, same slide. And then she started drawing that she's mentoring. She has become a product manager, and she owns a business of her own. And she said she wanted to have reading skills and couple of other things. Then I asked her the same question. Can you please rate yourself in each of these skills for the next 5 years to be able to see your picture? She did. So a couple of things, the score was low, and a couple of things, the scores were higher. Anyway, mashallah, she was so determined. She started working on them, and within a span of few months, her company, the where she was working, they promoted her. She had a QA role, a small software testing role at that time. She was given a different role, which was a team lead, and within a year, she became a product manager. And within 3 years after COVID, she reached out to me and she said that she has become an entrepreneur by investing in a startup. And she invited to come and see her startup as well. Now, coming back to the point. So there's no magic in here. I did not do anything. She was determined, but she developed the clarity and she had a small little steps that she continued to climb every day, right? So the purpose of writing the letter to your own self is to help yourself see what skills that you want to develop, like this Saudi young woman. What skills that you wanted to develop, right? And what is your level? What are the small steps that you would like to run on to be able to reach where you want to reach, right? So it's not written here, but I would like you to read a book by Tessa White, and the book name is Unspoken Truths of Career Success. Let me just see the name. Fazla, if you can maybe offline, you can see Tessa White, the name of the lady, and the book name is Unspoken. Yeah, I found it. Unspoken Truth about career success. Unspoken Truth for Career Success, Tessa White. It's a wonderful book to read. And guys, you can, when you read the book, I promise that when you read the book, you will feel so much empowered and powerful in your own existing roles, that you will start seeing new things in your existing roles that you have never seen before. This is guaranteed if you read this book, inshallah. And if you don't find anything worth reading in this book, come and take the prize from me. All right, guys, let's move on. Huh? All right, skill development experience experiments. So, are you willing to run here? Means that when you run, when you no, hang on. Let me define it first of all, distinctively define strengths and skills. What are strengths? Strengths are ingrained, and they are like part of our personality, and we don't have to have any efforts. So it's by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they are gifted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For instance, some people have strengths, they generate a lot of ideas, others don't. Some people can see deeper in their future. Allah has given them the ability, others don't. Some people have got a lot of focus, others don't. Some people have consistency, what we call sabr and grit, means they have the passion and they have the perseverance to follow through their steps. Others don't, right? Some people are good in networking people, meetings, socializing, and leveraging those connections. Others are silent, right? So these are strengths. Now, what are skills? Skills means anything that you can level up, or that you can raise your level by attending any training, by watching videos, by shadowing someone. This is all these are skills. So, for instance, driving is a skill, and you drive good if you sit next to good drivers and keep observing. And maybe you can cook good, you can be a good parent, how to take care of children, you can be a good accountant, you can be a good programmer, developer, or whoever, whatever. All these are skills that can be learned while training, right? So we need to know the difference between strengths and skills.
Yeah.
Let's
And
come here.
likewise, just to
Yes,
add
please,
to this,
please.
there are some skills that you can learn with ease as compared to others. So it means that you have innate talent for those skills already. So for some people, running, playing basketball, some or getting into some sports or swimming, it comes very easily as compared to others. So it doesn't mean that, okay, both of them can learn the same skills in the same way. So you need to identify what is your strength, what is your innate talent, and then you will groom that talent. So to make yourself strengthful in that particular area.
Yes, thank you for adding this. All right. Now there is something written on the footnote. Purpose working by model for reality testing. Anyone without looking at Google, guys, anyone can tell me what is bimodal. Anyone? What is bimodal? All right, let me explain you. In view of the time, let me explain you what is bimodal. All right, a two-way no correlation a two-way correlation model. All right, so guys, let's keep it simple. All right, Abdul Wazir, thank you for your inputs, and even Adil, your clone. Bimodal means, let me explain you. Bimodal means that you are, imagine you have a job. This is a job which is helping you pay your bills and feed your family and all that. So just job is continuing. But at the same time, this is not your dream job. And this is not your satisfying or fulfilling career either. But you want to do something different. So what do? You start developing your your skills in the other job based on your future picture. So the first and the foremost thing is that your future picture should be clear enough, with small little destinations or touch points. So you start working by model. By model means two modes. One mode is your existing job, because you cannot leave the job, right? And in bimodal, what you do is that you start developing your capability gradually over a period of time, because you cannot quit. You need to be consistent here. Now you run both here, right? And gradually, this is where your current job is, and you're working, and this is where you're developing. There will be a time when this will start flying off, right? So that will be the time when what you will do is that you will move from this and ride on this. Then bimodal will become unimodal. But till that time, you need to be very persistent and consistent and perseverant with the grit to work on bimodal. Means you develop your capability in this while you have your current role, right? So maybe you want to become a developer. So or you want to become whoever, right? But maybe till the time you become a developer, you need to earn something to keep your expenses running. Maybe you may go to a restaurant, wash dishes, or let's say uh, give tuitions to children, whatever that you do, which will pay you, continue to pay your bills. And then this is the actual thing which you are working in or developing in bimodal, and you will try to develop your skills and then fly here in this one. So I hope this is clear.
It aligns with the concept that you talked about earlier about the experimenting with the different careers. Okay, so
And yes,
you don't know that if your strengths, your aspirations, that looks like, you know, very interesting at this moment, might how it might turn out when you actually jump into that career, right? So this bi-model working, it allows you to, experiment,
yeah,
do some stuff, maybe at a hobby level or maybe at an intern level, or you start contributing to a particular domain and a career,
yeah,
and then you learn that what are you getting out of it. Okay, and if you start excelling with that, you gradually switch on from your uh, you can say bill paying job to your new career. Okay, so this transition helps you move to the new careers, because most of the time the people why people are unable to jump to the new careers or shift new careers is the comfort, and also the fearfulness about, okay, how
mm,
I'm gonna keep up with the others who are already running that much faster
mm,
in that new
mm.
career domain that I'm trying to choose. So I remember there was a small example I will share if you have few minutes, that
Please
uh,
go ahead.
Pakistan, when we used to work for a consultancy firm, there was a application development department as well, and there was a tea boy. Okay, this tea boy was actually serving teas and running errands as the office boys do. But he was so much interested in programming that he used to sit behind the coders, and he tries to learn. Okay, so when we saw that he has such an interest, so some of the friends, they provided him with the books and some guidance. And since it's a big consultancy company, there were a few leftover PCs here and there. So we gave him the PC as well. So he start shifting his careers from an office boy to a coder. Okay, but he kept on working as an office boy so that he was assured that he is getting his monthly paycheck and he's able to support his family back home in the village. So, but after some time, maybe 1 or 2 years, he actually shifted from this career of an office boy to a coder. And recently, I saw one of his certificates that from a course that he got in LUMS now. So he shared it on the
Uh-huh.
LinkedIn with us. So this is one of the very true stories that I can uh,
Wow, what an
that
inspirational story. Yeah, by the
inspires
way,
me every time.
thank you so much for sharing this. A tea boy
Yeah,
transforming into a developer or coder.
and sitting in LUMS and attending
Uh,
courses.
yeah,
That's like
yeah,
one
this is
of the big
amazing.
things in Pakistan, right?
This is amazing, and a very normal guy, right? He is not like some hi-fi stuff. All
And we
right.
can invite him as well if you guys are interested. We can invite Shahid, and yeah, I'm sure he will love to speak his heart out.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we can think about it. Let us maybe we can next session we can do a similar session where we can invite people about and come and share their experience.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get back to our subject. We like to be respectful of people's time. Let me share my screen again. All right. I will quickly share two examples. Now see this. So far we have been talking about the two careers, the existing one and the new one, as if they are poles apart. They need not be poles apart. Maybe they are very much related to each other. Maybe they are next level that you are here and you want to rise here. Right? So it all depends, right? Now, I happen to coach a Saudi young woman, and the problem that she came up with, she said that I want to become better in decision making, right? So cutting long story short, what she decided is that she will interview people every week. She would go and interview and come back and relate the stories to me, and interview people for what? To find out how do they make their decisions. So in one of the interviews that she was conducting every week, she landed with her own mother, and her mother said to her, that the problem is your problem is that you always look for a perfect solution and a perfect decision, and this is the problem. If you want to make a decision and you want to make a quick decision, think about the parameters, and then prepare to be wrong, and then make a decision, and then you will learn from the decision. Next time you'll become better. So I was amazed at the wisdom of this Saudi mother who gave the advice to her daughter that prepare to be wrong. Now, why do I mention this over here? Because it's one of the things that you see over here is that information interviews. When you meet people, you learn from their wisdom, and you prevent the mistakes that they have made in their past, right? So your speed becomes higher, much more higher. So this is one example. The second example, expanding weekends with version 2 is one of the guys that who approached here for coaching. The guy was working in HR for I don't want to name him, but both of these stories are written in my two books, Beyond Coaching and Distracted. So this HR guy, he said that I want to become a leadership trainer. I said, fine, well, it looks good, fine. So let's call him, say, Ali. All right. So Ali, tell me, what do you do? You said I'm working as an HR professional. Every day I go out of Riyadh. I drive 1 hour out of Riyadh and come back, spend another an hour and a half driving back. So I have only 45 minutes every day to work on my leadership skills. Fine. Then Ali, you have got a long list of things to do. How will you do them? No answer. So Ali, what do you do over the weekends? Sir, I sleep. Why do you sleep, Ali, over the weekends? Now it is a decision-making question. Now, sleep or work. And then Ali said, well, he spends or hangs out with his friends Thursday night till the Fajr prayers on Friday. And then after Fajr, Ali comes and sleeps till 11 a.m. and then quickly gets up and then get ready and go for Jummah. Now Ali says, I told her, hey, tell me what to do on Saturday. So same sleeping pattern, spending time with the family. I asked a simple question. Ali, tell me, you've got long list of things to do and you have no time. Which are you serious? Are we spending time together in some serious conversation, or are we not here to play? Ali was serious. Next week, immediately, 1 week later, I saw Ali right after prayer prayers in Java time with a leadership book and writing and making notes. And mashallah, Ali now is a leadership trainer. Mashallah. Mashallah. May Allah bring more, bless him with the fruitful results. Now, let's come back to the subject. Let me just look at the time. So 2:03. So we have got another like 12 minutes. So inshallah, we are on time. And guys, I really thank you for your participation because your participation is making this event live. Otherwise, we don't want this to be only one-way conversation. Let's move. All right. Now, in this picture, you will see a child. And maybe some of you might have seen this, but I would like you to guess what is happening here. So imagine this first picture is where the child is under the table playing with his cars, and the second picture is a later picture. Huh? So anyone who, if you can tell me the main idea behind the picture, what is becoming different? You get 50 riyals if you are here, and equivalent amount of money if you're in Pakistan. All right. But guys, you have got only 10 seconds for your reply, right? You need to be very quick and crisp in your reply. I give you 30 seconds to think, but once you are up with your reply, only 10 seconds for each reply. All right. Totally, mashallah, people are very much, what do you call, interactive today. Okay, from doer to observer. All right. Adil says, read that red story. All right. Observes opportunity, bird eye view, making difference. Ashwa says, let the kids get confidence. Tainaim, bird eye view. All right. Observes opportunity. From doer to observer. No. Okay. Do out of the box. Not really. Not really. No worries. I will explain you. Now, see this. This is the first picture where the child is um,
Indulge.
is no um, is at certain level and he's busy with his tools. right? And he is at his level, but there are certain opportunities when then what happened? This is the first picture where the child cannot see what is there on the top of the table, right? This is the first picture. And in the second picture, which is this picture, the child came out of under the table, used a stool to raise himself up. And when he raised his level, he could see a brilliant new set of opportunities here. Now, this is an AI generated picture, guys. This is not a real picture, by the way. So now, what the point that I want to emphasize over here is that we have certain levels of skills and some clarity, but at the same time, when we develop ourselves and level up, we start seeing some opportunities which were never visible to us earlier. Now, when the child was playing under the table, the child did not know there was a laptop on top of the table, and there was a sandwich, and there was a juice, nothing. Now, but when the child brought a stool and raised himself up, now he could see whatever there is there on the top of the table. Similarly, when we skill up ourselves or upskill ourselves, we see a new world of opportunities which was never ever visible to us earlier. So this is the real purpose of showing this picture. So guys, Alhamdulillah, I saved my 50 reals. Alhamdulillah. All right. All right, so let's move on. Know yourself, 5 minutes exercise, and I think this is the last slide, maybe. Um, I would like to go back to that leadership story. The guy who wanted to become leadership trainer. Now his commitment level was high. Next Friday morning, I saw him right after Friday prayers in Java time. What is your commitment level? We are here to talk about something serious. It's a serious business. Career is a serious business, right? What is your commitment level? To work by model. This is your existing thing, whatever that is running, however broken, fixed, and whatever. What is your bimodal thing that you are working on? Clarity in the future and your level of commitment about small little steps to go further and to fly. Right? What is the one critical habit that I need for this shift to happen? So some people they say that we are just drifted away by our friends. When the friends call, we cannot say no. So that means, guys, you need to work on your own self to be able to say no first, right? So that you don't get drifted away with your friends. What habits do I need to change? Do you need to the guy who was becoming leadership trainer like Ali? You need to change your habits to sleep early and stop the habit of hanging out with friends on Thursday night to be able to focus on your future. What habits do I need to change or do you need to change, right? It's a self-reflective these are self-reflective questions. How is my grit means passion plus perseverance. Do I talk about something? Well, people say I'm passionate about this and that. Passion means that something that you're able, it's not hobby, by the way. Passion means something where you're willing to give your blood and sweat to make things happen, whether you get money or not, but you want to create the impact. This is called grit. Oh, sorry, this is called passion. And grit is a combination of passion and perseverance. Angela Duckworth has done significant amount of work on grit, has written a book called Grit and described it in detail. Go and read that book. Angela Duckworth. The book name is Grit. All right, so let's move on further. So thank you so much for your presence over here today. It was a wonderful flight and wonderful journey. I hope you enjoyed and you found this useful. So before you leave, I would like you to open your mic and tell us what has been your key takeaway from this conversation that we have had a little bit more than an hour. And what belief has shifted for you? Anything that shift, because shift is transformative. So anything that has shifted in your head, and what is your commitment to do something differently in next 7 days, right? All right. So you can see read out some chat. Mm, let the kids get go. No, okay. Do out of the box. No, hang on. There are some new comments. Thank you, Nair, or raise yourself or upskill ourselves. All right. Shana says, okay, Salim says, Salim, thank you for joining us from Germany. All right. I didn't see your name earlier. All right. Anyone would like to share what shifted for you? What became different? What you would like to do differently? What is your commitment level and all? We'll start writing. Tahir Naeem says we'll start writing daily. All right. Thank you so much for writing this.
Nayyar
All
bhai,
right.
I
So
think Furqan wants to share something.
please go ahead.
जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम अच्छा
Alaikum salam.
I think what I really uh, got me in my head was the part where you know I'm always thinking about destination and the value that I got from uh, this meeting was that there is another level which is the direction. And I'm now thinking that there are a lot of people who are operating in certain upper levels, especially the image that you just showed me, where the kid is, rising up and then seeing another level. So it just gave me a picture of other people when I see them, doing amazing things, and when I see myself under the table. So how can I rise up and see those layers and opportunities? So I think this is the main takeaway, and all the tools that you gave us in this meeting are going to enable us to identify those layers of different directions that we can take. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing. Guys, thank you so much for your time. It was lovely speaking to you uh, and uh, and learning from you as well. Every time we speak to our clients, we conduct workshops or majlis, we also learn.
And Nayyar bhai,
All right. Yes.
to keep the learning intact, we will advise the participants to share it with at least one or two colleagues or family
Yes.
members.
Please.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
We
Yes.
want to
Yes. Please.
retain the information and
Right.
the ideas that you have gained from this session. We will strongly emphasize that you share it with your loved ones and your colleagues as well. Okay, so they will
Right.
get the benefit and you will get the benefit as well.
Actually, by the way, someone is asking, Ashar, by the name Ashar, yes, he's asking, do you have a WhatsApp group where we can see upcoming sessions? Yes, we announce upcoming sessions in our WhatsApp group, which is admins only.
I
So
already
you can
shared
share
the
the link
link to
again.
join.
Yeah, share the link
Okay,
again.
I'll share one more time.
Yeah,
So then we will just give me a second because
yeah.
let's sign off.
So yeah,
And
we have two sessions, two different kinds of sessions. One is workshops, which are conducted only in English because sometimes we have audience from the Arab world as well. And then we have Majlis, Mumkin Majlis, which is in Urdu, and which is an interactive discussion between our coaches on a specific subject.
okay,
So we
I shared the link on the chat so that the people can click and
yeah,
join the WhatsApp group. So
yeah,
let's keep it there for a minute or
sure.
so that
Okay, all right.
people can copy before we sign
Yeah,
off.
before we sign off, all right. So I'm here, inshallah, and both sessions can be updated here.
Yes,
Both
I think all the sessions recordings can be shared,
yes,
right?
yes, yes. Yes,
Without.
yes, that's it. That's correct. Majlis in Urdu and workshops in English. And
Also, if your question is about does both of those sessions get published there? Yes. So you can know about both Majlis as well as English sessions on the same group.
yes. All right. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.